I'm Kim Stafford. I first taught at Lewis & Clark in August of 1979. I'm still here, still loving it. So in June of 2018, the governor appointed me the 9th Poet Laureate of Oregon. And this means that I go around the state wherever people want me to visit the school, visit a prison, reservation, work with veterans, children, elders, homeless people, to bring poetry into their daily life. Not bookish poetry, not literature, but true words, briefly spoken. That's my definition of poetry. So my appointment started in May of 2018. It ends next May, 2020. So 2 years. But why would I stop? I mean, someone else will be the new Poet Laureate. I hope a young person. I hope a person of color. I hope we get some diversity. But I'll just keep doing poetry projects, because that's who I am. So I believe poetry is our native language, because when I listen to the people around me, they are not speaking in justified prose without pauses. They are speaking in lines, in breath units, where the silence, the pause, is as important as the words. So we are speaking poetry. We write prose, we read prose, but our interactions daily with each other are units of breath, with rhythm, with image, little stories, little pleasures of language. That's poetry. So as I go across the state, often audiences are small, but intense. The people I meet, they have life questions. They have needs. They're in grief. They're confused. They're angry sometimes. And poetry is a way to explore those feelings and express those feelings and create remedy. I give a reading in Cottage Grove, and one of the people emailed me the next day. I slept well for the first time in months after the reading. It was so consoling. So, you know, I may go to a place where there are only 7 or 8 people in the audience, but I find I have an in-depth conversation with each one. Or I may go and there's one person that before the reading, after the reading, we have a conversation and we're both crying. You know, so, and I realize I drove 500 miles for this conversation. It's okay. I go to school, sometimes elementary. I was in Sisters with 3 5th grade classes, you know, and I had many poems by kids. So we connected that way. I'll see if I can remember one of them. This is written by a 3rd grader out in Wallowa, Northeast Oregon. God woke up and he heard a dinosaur. And he said to myself, no, let me start again, because she had it much more poetic. God woke up and he heard a dinosaur, and he said to myself, how come he am in the old day? How come? He don't know why. And then he woke up again and he came into my graveyard and he was born again and he died and he loved to die young, and the end. And when I read that, everybody laughs, and then they say, can you do that in a poem? Can you just mix it up like that? And I said, poetry is the realm of greatest freedom. And there are 3 things about poetry that I say, especially to the young people. One is, you can't make money doing it. What that means is, you are free. No one can tell you, you'd make more money if you did it this way. No, you're just going to do it the way you want to. Second thing, even teachers don't understand poetry. You know, they read one and the kids like it. They read another one, nobody likes it. How do you figure that out? So it's a mystery. And again, you're free. And the third is, poetry is a luxury. It's an extra. You could live your life without it, but it could save your life. It could wake you up to your most central devotions and affections and give you cause to do the hardest work you can to make a better world. When I go out to the reservation, go to a prison, go to the desert, go to a homeless shelter, poetry there is a kind of medicine. It's a kind of elixir that could save a life. There's no question about it. And you know, people sometimes ask me, the world is so dark, things are so bad, what can poetry do? And I didn't have a ready answer, so I emailed a friend in Tehran, my friend Ali Reza, and I asked him, Ali, what can poetry do? And he said, no, the question is, what can violence do? And the answer is nothing. So I think my call to action is say your truth, plunder your reticence, say what you haven't said, step into silence with words, and connect with those around you as your contribution to a better world.